Mobile apps are helping us in increasing ways, from improving the way we bank to help us monitor our health. They're also heading out into the paddock. CropLogic is already using technology to help farmers around the world improve their operations, and soon it'll be as easy as checking the phone in their pockets. To explain how exactly, I'm joined by the Managing Director, Cairns, who's in Australia from New Zealand, where the company is based. Thanks for coming in, Jamie. First of all, what kind of information are farmers getting from CropLogic that they wouldn't have had access to before?
It's not just about what they are getting with us that they weren't getting before, but also just the way that they're getting that data that they could before. We're really focusing on agronomy service companies, and we are an agronomy service company, but really our value proposition is that we're bringing technology and science to that same element. Agronomists are the guys that are out there in fields. They're looking for problems like, irrigation problems or weed pest, just general sort of crop management issues. And what we're doing is we've partnered up some hard scientific research out of the New Zealand Institute of Plant and Food research in New Zealand, some 30 years of research into how plants grow, and also with some technology that we're using to make it a lot easier for those agronomists to really manage those fields remotely. If you think about the average field size that we see over there in the US market, which is really where we're focusing at the moment, 100-acre fields. So if you think about just the logistics of one agronomist getting from field to field to field to looking at for various issues and whatnot, it's actually quite a big thing. What we can do is we can use that remote technology to really help reduce the amount of travel time and just make them a lot more accurate in the data that they are looking at as well.
What kind of things are they looking at? Is it soil moisture content or air temperatures, those kinds of things?
It's all of the above. If I could pick one thing, I think soil moisture content is a big one. Right. We need to make sure that the plant has enough water to grow, obviously. And if you compare the different variables for plant growth, the soil moisture is probably the biggest tap that you can turn to affect the outcome at the other end. So that's our primary focus. There's other elements like soil temperature, air temperature, nitrogen, the whole lot really, which also impacts on what that crop is going to look like at the other end of the year. And what we're doing is we're using that scientific research that I mentioned before to be able to start modelling out and predicting what the quality is going to be, what the yield is going to be, and then using that as the basis for fixing up problems along the way as well.
Farmers, without being too offensive, sometimes reluctant to adopt new technology. How have you found working with farmers through this process?
Well, it's a bit of a generalisation, but
it is.
It's a multi-generational thing, and like I said before, we're targeting the US market at the moment. In fact, we've got about 30% of the potato market in Washington State under management right now. We see older generational farmers, and I wouldn't say that all of them are technophobes. There's a lot of them that want to see the data. They want real-time access to that data as well. And there's others that just want a decision. They just want us to come along and say, water your fields. And conversely, we get that at the younger generations as well. So I don't think there's really a generalisation here, but I think that across the board, access to the data or using that data to make valid decisions is definitely important to these guys. And I think that that's possibly where some of the other technology companies might just fall down a little bit.
Well, exciting times ahead. The app should be available in the next few months. Cairns, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks.